Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable to Miss Mutmainah as our lecturer and unforgettable all my beloved friends. Okay, the first I would like to introduce my member in this group. We are from group 1. Um, my name is Nur Laila and my friends are Nukaro Madonna and Nurfaliza Eka Saputri. And in this opportunity, I would like to we are going to discuss about the research problem. Actually, unit 2. Okay, and I am as the first presenter will be explain about what is research problem. It is exactly that a problem that someone would like to research. Research problems are usually identified from several sources, including the first, the research literature, and then the second is problems in practice of work-related context, and the third is personal biography or history, such as current or past personal experience or identities, race, ethnicity, gender, class background, family customs, religion, and so forth. And then the second is research question. Initially pose as a question which serves as focus of the researcher's investigation. It should this it should dictate the research type and paradigm. For example, qualitative, quantitative, or mixed method. An appropriate methodology and research paradigm and provided for each question. For example, does client-centered therapy produce more satisfaction in clients than traditional therapy? What goes on in after-school programs during an average week? Does behavior modification reduce aggression, autistic children, and do teachers behave differently towards students of different genders? And then in here there are another kinds of question that cannot be answered by collecting and analyzing data. The first is, should philosophy be included in the high school curriculum? And then what is the meaning of life? Why? Why? Both of them cannot be answered by collecting and analyzing data because both of them are simple and straightforward. But questions are in the final analysis not researchable. Okay, I think that's all for my explanation. Thanks for your attention, and the next explanation will be explained by Nokaro Madonna. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noka Ramadana and today I want to continue Nurlaila's explanations. It is about characteristics of good research question. So, good research questions possess four essential characteristics. The first one is the questions is passable, the second is the questions is clear, and the third is the question is significant, and then the questions is ethical. So, I will explain to you two characteristics. That is, the questions is passable and the questions is clear. Okay, we move to the research questions should be passable. Passability is an important issue in designing research studies. A passable question is one that can be investigated with viable research. Some questions, such as those involving space explorations, for example, of the study of the long-term effects of spatial program, and such as Head Start, that required a great deal of time and money. Other requires mass leads. And then the second is research questions should be clear. Because the research questions is the focus of the research investigations, it is particularly important that the questions be clear. So the question must be clear, that's not the ambigu, that to make us understand what the questions mean. And then there is example here. The first one is a humanistically oriented classroom effective? Although the phrase humanistically oriented classroom may seem quite clear, many people may not be sure exactly what it means. If we ask what is humanistically oriented classroom, we begin to discover that it is not as easy as we might have thought to describe its essential characteristic. What happens in such classroom that is different from what happens in other classroom? Do teachers use certain kinds of strategies, and do they lecture? And do such a classroom look like? And how is the seatings arranged, for example? What kind of material are used? And then is there much variation to be found from classroom? So these questions is very ambiguity. That's another time in these questions is also ambigu. And then the question how the teachers feels about special classes for the educationally handicapped. These questions is the ambigu too. Okay, the next there is a defining terms. There are essential three ways to clarify important terms in a research question. The first one is constitutive definition. The second, clarifications by example. And then the last, operational definition. The first is to use constitutive definition, that is, to use what is often referred to as a dictionary approach, and research simply use other words to say more clearly what is mean, and thus the term humanistic classroom might be defined as a classroom in which the needs and interests of students have the highest priority, and the students work on their own for considerable amount of time in each class period, and the teacher act a guide and a research person rather than an informant. And the second is clarifications by example. The second possibility, clarification by example, that the research might think of a view humanistic classroom with which they are familiar and then try to describe as fully as possible what's happened in this classroom. And usually we suggest that people observe such a classroom to see for themselves how they differ from other classrooms. And then the operational definition, that is required that research specify the actions or operation necessary to measure or identify the term. Okay, I think that's all for me. And the next material will be explained by my friends Nur Holiza Eka Saputri. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. So the first one, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Khaliza Eka Saputri and I'm a student of English Education Study Program number 2, 2018. So in this opportunity, I would like to present, as a third presenter, I want tell about the importance of a relational or research questions should be significant. Okay, so research questions also should investigating. In a sense, we need to consider whether getting the answer to a question is worth the time and energy. Often it is money, it is can also. And then next slide is about personal interest can result in a pursuit of trivial or insignificant question. So it is contains of expenditure of time. It can energy, materials, money, and also other resources of our experience. Okay, so next slide is about 3 important questions should be asked. Okay, so how might answer to this research question advance knowledge in my field? Or we can also have a question about how might answer to this research question improve educational practice? And the last one, we can also ask the question about how might answers to this research question improve the human condition. So it depends of our knowledge, experience, and also our educational. Okay, so In here, as you can see in my PPT, there are two boxes. The first box is about the illustration of relationship between photogender and a party affiliation, male and female, no relationship, and relationship students. Okay. So the next one is about research questions often investigate relationships. So it is important to understand how the term relationships is used in research, since the term has other meanings in everyday life or not. It contains of the search literatures. It can also problems in practice or work-related contexts, and also the personal biography or history of our resources. Okay, so I think that's enough about our presentation. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next vlog. Bye.